Ooh, Miss Renee Show. Hey, Miss Renee Show. Where we at on Miss Renee Show? I said where we at, y'all, on the Miss Renee Show. Yeah, where we at, y'all? Hey, where we at, y'all? Right here on Georgia Avenue. Oh yeah, we right here, y'all.
Miss Renee Show.
We gon' sing right here.
Miss Renee Show.
Yeah, Miss Renee.
Show.
Oh yeah, we gon' do it here.
Miss Renee Show.
Right here in Listen Vision, y'all.
Miss Renee Show.
Oh yeah, Miss Renee.
Miss Renee Show.
I like how you sing it.
Thank you, Mustafa.
Girl, I like how you sing it now.
Thank you, Mustafa.
And where we at now?
Miss Renee Show.
If they didn't know it's
Thank you, Mustafa.
Hello and welcome to the Renee Allen and Friends Show. Thank you so much for tuning in here in the nation's capital at WLVS, the largest online broadcast in the United States. Woo! I am so excited. And guess what? We are right across the street from Howard University. Ain't you? You know, yes. Thanks again for coming in. Love ya. Listen, we have a great show for you this evening. I want to start off by saying I was in the studio yesterday finishing up my reel, and I met this team of gigantic men. Thank you, Jacob. Oh, my goodness. It was Breezy and AI, Jacob, and they have a show called Live from the Corner. I love WLVS, the collaborations and partnerships. I mean, I'm never here except on really Wednesdays and sometimes Saturdays, but I came in here yesterday. We did a little filming, and I mean, these guys with thebomb.com, you have to check in. They are the real deal. They are just raw with raw things that are happening throughout the world. So, hey, I was so good to meet y'all. I really enjoyed it. And his girlfriend. I forgot her name. I nicknamed her Queen because her hair looked like a queen, like a crown on her head. So anyway, I want to say Happy Veterans Month. I salute everyone out there who has served their country, no matter how long you have. When you raise your right hand and put yourself, your body, soul into this earth to protect the borders for everyone to do what they have in their passion and goals and dreams, that's saying a lot. So treat veterans great, okay? I want to share some pictures of a very dear friend of mine, Edgar Brookings, the GM of Afro-American newspaper, which happened this past weekend. Do we have those, Jacob? Oh, my God. Bam, boom, padow. There he goes. It was amazing at the Camelot. And this is a man who just turned 70, who has never had a birthday celebration. But always celebrates everyone on the social page of African American newspaper, as well as different events throughout the DMV and beyond. He's just one of my favorite men in the world. And there was Pam and her cousin. They escorted him in, as though he was like the king of the ball, which he was. It was amazing. Dwayne Sims, of course, this was Barry White. He sounds just like Barry White. The girls went crazy. And I think did I have something? Did I have Sierra? Oh, and there's Edgar. And I think I had a picture. Did I have a picture of Sierra, his daughter? Oh, and of course it was a tribute to his beautiful fallen angel who passed away with complications with lupus last year. And I think that's why Edgar really had this celebration, because of his beautiful daughter. So may you rest in peace, Sierra. Thank you so much, Jacob. Another event I had a blast. I'm a veteran. Veteran is my soft spot. And it was Women Veterans Rock. And that is a wonderful organization. And it was down on the waterfront Southwest. I met some amazing people. Miss Harmon Pugh, who is the chair of this organization. It was just phenomenal. Was standing room only, wonderful awardees for the National Guard and women at the Armory, and it's just really, really was exciting. So congratulations again to all of the awardees. for Women Veterans Rock. I think that's all I have about now because we have so many guests. I better get started. So we're going to take a short break, and we're going to be back with one of the greatest organizations on this earth. I just happen to be a part of for the last 7 or so years, and it's Sisters for Sisters Network. And I have the Vice President, Sharon Bullock, in the studio. So come on back now.
Gave my best to some who only gave their worst, but that's alright. I never had your love, well you won't be the last, nor you my first, so that's alright. 'Cause this life will be back around. So if your heart is where it stays, now that ain't right. And what good's a song if you don't sing your pain away every night?
Welcome back to the Renee Allen and Friends Show here on WLVS, the largest online broadcast in the United States. I'm so excited about the partnership here at WLVS, and I'm so excited about one of my favorite organizations, Sisters for Sisters Network. Oh my goodness. You see that beautiful, beautiful logo? It represents all women all over the world. So I am sitting here with the Vice President and founder, one of the founders of Sisters for Sisters Network, Sharon Bullock. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited. Oh, wow, I'm over Renee's show now.
Yeah, she is the fashionista, y'all. Okay, Metamorphosis Boutique and all that. Yes. And I also have another founder, the president, Peggy Morris, on the line. Hi, Peggy.
Hi, Renee. Hi, Sharon.
Listen, for people who don't know Sister for Sisters Network, and I can't even imagine anyone that does not, but for people who don't, on our WLVS listeners, who would like to start and just talk about how it came together?
Well, I'm disappointed that I'm not in the studio with y'all guys, but Sharon, go ahead and take the lead.
Mm-hmm. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
All right. Well, did you want to start?
So, Peggy, okay, well, 15 years ago, there were 4 of us who came together. It was Peggy's brainchild. She wanted to start a women's organization. We were all entrepreneurs at the time, or aspiring entrepreneurs, I should say, and really didn't know how we were going to get our businesses off the ground. And Peggy had this idea, because we were all headed to the conference. This is the Power Networking Conference.
Yes,
George Fraser. Yes, and we had attended a Willie Jolly workshop.
Oh, he was just here about a month ago.
Oh, wow. Well, Willie was our inspiration. We went to the conference and we wanted to be somebody. We wanted to be a representative of something. So we came up with the idea of having a women's organization. And this was Peggy's brainchild. And Peggy, you can chime in at any time in case I forget something. But it was amazing that we actually Well, we looked at each other for about 2 years before we actually got the organization really off the ground. But the thing is, we have had at least 500 women come through the organization, and it has
Yes.
been phenomenal. We want to empower each other, to inspire each other, motivate each other. You know, be our own advocates of all of the things that we were trying to do, our goals and aspirations, and just all come together so that we can support one another. That's what's missing in a lot of organizations, is that, do you really get out there and support each other? We do that.
And
so
I
that's
can
what I'm
attest to
so
that,
proud
yes.
of. Yeah.
Peggy, who were the other two members? And
Offices?
yeah, the other two officers, original
Well,
officers.
Yeah, the founding officer is my cousin Audrey Dixon, who now lives in Atlanta, Georgia. And we had a friend of Sharon, a young lady by the name of Dee Adams. So they are the founding officers. But as time went on, things changed. My cousin moved to Atlanta. So I'm still the president and founder. Sharon is the co-founder. We have a young lady by the name of Lakey Flores Cosby, who is our treasurer.
Yeah.
And then we have a young lady by the name of Dr. Renee Starlin Allen.
And we have a picture of the officers. If they could put that up. We just took a new picture, America. We had an old one for the longest time. And just in time for the gala, we decided, bam, boom, put out. There we go.
Oh, they didn't fix my skirt. I thought they were going to fix my skirt.
You know what? Yeah. It looks pretty, though. It looks so pretty.
Well, that's the way the skirt is made. That's not the lining.
Only you noticed that. Look, so let's talk. A matter of fact, that's courtesy of Bill Hart of Bill Hart Photography. Thank you, Bill.
Yes.
Love you so
Yay,
much.
Bill.
Photographer to the show as well. Let's talk about what you do for women, Peggy.
Woo! I personally don't think I do enough. I try very hard to just bring women together. I want to know how we can collectively support and encourage women to, basically follow their dreams.
Yes.
I always, when I approach women, I want to know what you're doing so that we, not only myself, but other women can come and scoop you up and encourage you, because
Yes.
if you're living in this world today, you better have somebody that you're talking to. And so this is what we do.
Amen.
That tribe.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. So, well, we have one of the members. She doesn't want to come on camera, but I have to give her some kudos because Gloria O'Neill is always there.
Yes.
Yes.
And it's no surprise to me that she's come all the way here into the district just to support Sisters for Sisters Network. So I want to give it up for Gloria O'Neill.
Yay, Gloria.
Sharon, so tell us, if you're looking at a woman right there, there's plenty of women tuning in. What would you tell that entrepreneur who wants to step out but doesn't have enough faith or enough support, but really has that passion in her heart?
Well, let me share with you what I just experienced about 15 minutes ago.
Okay.
I went by to meet a young lady who I met about a week ago at Busboys and Port at one of our domestic violence workshop or conference. And she's going to be attending the anniversary, and I decided to meet up with her to give her tickets.
Mm-hmm.
So we're talking, and she is a therapist, and she wants to step out to start her own business, okay?
Yes.
Yay.
But you know how that is. Fear kicks in, and you're not quite sure if this is the right time, or, all those factors
Yes, ma'am.
become a play in the matter. So I told her, I said, well, you know what? You are really connecting with an organization that are committed to really, really be your cheerleaders.
Yes.
That's what we are. We support each other, and we're all in this together. And when I said that to her, it's just like a light bulb went off on her in my head, like I said, you know what? This is where I need to be. And then I get a call earlier today from a young lady who used to be with us years ago, who realized, she called me, she said, Peggy, I've been trying to track you down. She says, it is time for me to come back.
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
So
ma'am.
this is what we're getting, women who understand the power we have when we come together collectively.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
And just to piggyback off of what Peggy is saying, it's just so recently, even when she happened to mention this young lady, there was another young lady that I spoke to recently that is trying to start a nonprofit to help youth become entrepreneurs. You know,
Yes.
all everyone is not meant to go to college or whatever. They may be a trade or they may be something they're passionate about. And I was telling her, I said, well, you need to be a part of us because what we do is that we have organizations within our organizations that are nonprofit that do
Yes.
things like this, and we also have our own mentoring programs, as you know, because you're part of the education mentoring our youth, especially our young ladies. But as far as the question you asked earlier with the entrepreneurship, because that's how we really started the organization, because we were trying to empower each other to start our own businesses. That is like one of the key things about the organization, even though it's not the only component. But every first Tuesday, we have what we call a sister circle
Yes.
meetup. And
Very
we
nice.
bring in the entrepreneurs or aspiring entrepreneurs so that they can, let us know, what's on their mind, what are their needs, how can we help you, how can we add value, and that is what you really helps to uplift the organization even more so because you have women who are either already entrepreneurs or aspiring entrepreneurs, and we all come together and collaborate because there's always somebody that's either doing something similar or that's something that you come there and you get things that you didn't even expect to get.
Yes, ma'am.
Because you always
Every
leave
time.
there with something. So
Yes.
our meetings are inspiring, and not only just the meetings themselves, but the people in the rooms. We have so much knowledge and so much talent in our rooms. You just want to be there. It's infectious.
I know. I
Yes.
love when you do the
Yeah,
part,
yeah.
the part where everybody stands up and talks about who they are and what they
Exactly.
represent, so people can
Yeah.
connect. That's my favorite part.
Exactly,
Yes.
because you just never
Yes.
know, and I've told Peggy this, and out of all the meetings, and when we've been having these meetings, and I can say 15 years because we met for
Right.
2 years, the four of us, and then it was like everybody
Just
else.
shut up.
Yeah, and I have never been to a meeting that I didn't walk away with some type of nugget, something
true.
that's going to help
It's the
me
truth.
to
Yes.
inspire me to, it might be something I needed, like well, we all need clients,
Yeah.
but it was, or it could be I needed something in social media, or I needed someone to help me
Yeah.
with my website, or just because there's so much talent in the
It's a
rooms.
one-stop
It's-
shop. I mean,
oh
you
my
can go
gosh.
there
Yes.
and get so
It's
much.
Yes.
nothing like it.
Well, let's
It
segue
truly
into
is.
really why we are here, because I really wanted them to know you, get to know you a little bit before we talked about the real
Absolutely.
deal, which
Sure.
is the gala. Yes. Let's talk about the community stars, y'all.
Hey, we are 15
Yes.
years strong. Go ahead, Madam President.
Yes.
Well, really, the Community Stars was the brainchild of Monica Chestnut. And she approached me
Monica.
and brought it to my attention about 6 months ago. And she said, Peggy, why not let's take this and run with it?
Yeah.
And then I said, you know what? There are so many people in our network that I wanted to honor and to recognize. We have a tendency to walk away and said, I wish I could have done it.
Yes,
To
ma'am.
say something about someone and then they passed away,
Yeah.
okay? And then it's too late. And I wanted to be able to just take a moment to bring in people that have added value to not only to me and to Sharon and to you and to Lakey, but to all the women, because when they add value to us, we're adding value to other women in our circle.
Absolutely.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. So let's talk about when it is. And I know it's, I'm sorry, but I thought, is it sold out?
It is just about, we might have 1 or 2 tickets left.
Yeah,
Like you
it's
told me
been-
it might be sold out. I said,
yeah,
uh-oh.
it's been an overwhelming the experience of it all, just people anticipating.
Yeah.
So we're really excited about it.
Well, give 'em-
it's just a little bit. Well, actually, it's going to be Friday,
Uh-huh.
November 17th.
Yes.
It's going to be in Pasadena, Maryland, and the place is called Celebrations at the Bay.
That's beautiful.
It's going to be beautiful, and
Oh, my
it's
God,
very
yes.
exciting.
Well,
And-
ladies, how can they get a hold of you? It may be sold out. Look, if you want a ticket, where can they reach someone tonight? Because I believe it might be sold out. So if somebody really, really wants to come, and I do suggest that you get there because it's nothing but women helping women to connect, which is our motto, right?
Absolutely, that's it.
And
Yeah.
it's just an amazing event. So how can they get a hold of one of you?
Well, let me share this, just to keep in mind. A lot of people are not aware that we have mentors, and you better have a mentor or somebody that can help you along the way.
Yes, ma'am.
So we have Dr. Willie Jolly, we have Dr. George C. Frazier, we have Dr. Joel Diamond Taylor, who have been our mentor for the past 15 years.
Yes.
They're going to be part of the program as well.
Yes,
So if your listening audience know these individuals, I suggest that they definitely try and see if they can get the last 2 tickets.
How do they get a hold of you? I know somebody's like, where is the number, or what's going on here? How can they get a hold of you for that ticket if it's available?
Yeah, they can call 240-678-0117
Okay, and that's for tonight only?
tonight and say 9 o'clock tomorrow morning,
Tomorrow
only
if
for
it's
1
still
hour.
By what time?
Say they have up until about 10 o'clock tomorrow morning to see if the
Okay.
tickets are available.
All right, so there you have it. You can get a hold of Miss Morris up until 10 a.m. tomorrow only. Are you to use this phone number? It's 240-678-0117. And you can find them on the
The
website.
website is www.sisters4sistersnetwork.org.
Yes, and the key is network, y'all. I want to thank you both for being on the show, for Gloria for being in the studio.
Absolutely.
And is it one last thing you want to tell the audience while we wrap up?
If you are an aspiring entrepreneur, or you just want to enhance your career, or you just want to be with like-minded women,
Yes.
this is the place to be. Sisters for Sisters Network, and we meet every third Sunday and also every first Tuesday.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Peggy, your last words, ma'am. Madam President.
Stop it. I just want to say, it's been an amazing 15 years. I cannot believe it's been 15 years, but God has allowed us to have individuals that have crossed our path that has allowed us to add value to others.
Yes.
And I just have to applaud everybody who's connected. And to Gloria O'Neill, I love you, my sister.
She's smiling. Well, God bless you both. God bless Sisters for Sisters Network. It's an honor for me to be a part of this through the late Sheila Stewart and Edgar
Yes.
Brookins. And this is for life, y'all. So love you both. Thanks for coming on. We have to have you back with all 4 of you, right? And I want you
Yes.
to tune in, y'all, for a collaboration like no other. And I'll just give you the first names: Tallulah, Twyla, and Roger. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Let me redeem myself. Hello and goodbye. Hello, goodbye. Hello and goodbye. Hello, say goodbye to yesterday. Say hello to what is coming, and I still have more to say. Yeah, it seems I'm running out of time. Yesterday I didn't notice it down, but today I chose to open the blind. Everybody knows the clock unwind, so like a movie we all try to rewind. Yeah, just be patient, wait to turn it line. Don't let the past like corrupt your mind. Gotta be your ultimate guide. Whenever you seek, I'm sure that you will find. Remember, it's a blessing to say hi. It's a blessing to say goodbye. I'm amazing to just trying to remind. So listen close as we ain't got all the time. Hello and goodbye. Hello, hello, goodbye. Hello and goodbye. Hello, say goodbye. Say yesterday. Say hello to what is coming, and I still have more to say. Yeah, it seems I'm running out of time. Lace your shoes for the road ahead. What you give is always what you get. Remember, it's a blessing to share it high, and it's a blessing to say goodbye. I'm a messenger just trying to remind, so listen close 'cause we ain't got all the time. And it's a blessing to say it high, it's a blessing to say goodbye. I'm a messenger just trying to remind, so listen close 'cause we ain't got all the time. And hello and goodbye. Hello, hello, goodbye. Hello and goodbye. Hello, say goodbye to yesterday. Say hello to what is coming, and I still have more to say. Yeah, it seems I'm running out of time. Hello and goodbye. Hello, hello, goodbye. Hello, you got to shine. Hello, say goodbye to yesterday. Say hello to what is coming, and I still have more to say. Yeah, it seems I'm running out of time. Let me redeem myself. Yeah. Hello and goodbye. Hello, hello, goodbye. Hello and goodbye. Hello, say goodbye to yesterday. Say hello to what is coming, and I still have more to say. Yeah, it seems I'm running out of time. Yesterday I didn't notice the time, but today I chose to open the blind. Everybody knows the clock unwind, so like a movie we all try to rewind. Yeah, just be patient, wait to turn it line. Don't let the fast life corrupt your mind. God will be your ultimate guide. And whenever you're sick, I'm sure that you will find. Remember, it's a blessing to say hi, and it's a blessing to say goodbye. I'm a messenger just trying to remind, so listen close 'cause we ain't got all the time. Hello and goodbye. Hello, hello, goodbye. Hello and goodbye. Hello, say goodbye to yesterday. Say hello to what is coming, and I still have more to say. Yeah, it seems I'm running out of time. Lace your shoes for the road ahead, but don't be so anxious to move ahead. Beware of breezes in the waters we tread. Go slow and you can stop the race. Just remember what the Father said, and wherever you lay, you got to make your bed. You reap what you sow, and that's every phrase. So what you give is always what you get. Remember, it's a blessing to share it high, and it's a blessing to say goodbye. I'm a messenger just trying to remind, so listen close 'cause we ain't got all the time. And it's a blessing to say hi.
Hello and welcome back. I am sitting here with one of the mastermind, in my opinion, collaborations in the DMV, and it started with Tallulah. How are you?
I'm doing super fantastic, and I'm so happy to be here again. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Tell them a little bit about you for those who don't know you.
Okay. My name's Tallulah Anderson, and I started 2 for 2 Boobs several years ago. I'm a 3-time cancer survivor, breast cancer survivor, yay. Yes. And I started this organization in Prince George's County, Maryland. And I started it because I wanted to help other survivors and help other women who I could be their advocate for while they're going through breast cancer diagnosis, or just have questions. I have so many women who would call me because of my unique family history. My mother had breast cancer and died from breast cancer, and my father also had breast cancer. And I come from a family of 7 brothers and 3 sisters. So from the brothers and sisters, I have 3 other sisters, and 2 sisters are breast cancer survivors. One sister is a close to 30-year survivor, and the other sister was diagnosed on my 3rd diagnosis. So we're all fine, we're all cancer free, but I wanted to be an advocate and just be someone that could put peer to peer support together. So I came up initially with another name, but I changed it to 2 for 2 Booze because I wanted to be a call to action. Yes. So it's take 2 minutes just to check your 2. So yes. Once a month, just check your 2. And so I'm passionate about it, and my organization has just grown and grown, and it's a movement. So I appreciate being able to do it, and I'm able to do that because of community partners like Roger Gore with G Natural, and also with Twyla with Derma Artistry, where I met her when I was her client. Wow. So she'll talk about what she does for women, but it's just been a blessing, and I'm just so happy for people like you as well who are supporters of the cause. So we thank you for all that you do in the community, for all the organizations. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much. The people that come on this show, the lady before this segment, Sharon Bullock, talked about like-mindedness, and let me tell you, it's so much like-mindedness, the people that come on here, because they're always trying to push things back on me, and I'm here to platform and showcase them.
Right.
But I thank you, my sister.
Yes.
Let's talk about your first sponsor and collaboration, Roger Gore, right?
Yes. So Roger has always been a strong supporter of mine. I know that I believe your sister,
yes, my sister,
and your mom were both diagnosed with breast cancer.
Wow.
So I reached out. He was one of the first people that I reached out to come on board as a sponsor. So what we do for the past 6 years, we've partnered with another organization that does line dancing, and she wanted to do something for the line dance community.
Yeah.
And she said, let's do something. They're very strong, the line dancers.
Oh, yeah.
And they can wear pink, and we can do awareness. I wanted to have an opportunity to bring as much awareness to as many women and men as possible. So we started the first year, I think we had about maybe 50 people attend to, that was 6 years ago, and now we had close to 180, 180 people and several sponsors. We have some vendors there, and it's just a fun time to the point that I have people coming from out of town to attend. So it was a great event. Each year it gets bigger and better, and we're able to share so much awareness. We had 2 doctors who answered questions of the audience.
Awesome.
We had a performance. We had this year I honored 15 survivors. Wow. And we shared their stories on boards, and they were there just to share with the women. The women wanted to hear their stories because everybody's not the same. Everybody's different. Every diagnosis is different, and every treatment is different. So I wanted to show people that just because you're diagnosed, it doesn't mean that you're not going to survive. And some women were just getting over treatment. One was still going through treatment, but their stories were there for people to read, and I just honored them, and I gave them at the end each. I'm wearing one or other of the bracelets. Beautiful. And the most important one was Wonder Woman, and I shared their story, and their stories were Wonder Woman, so it was shades of pink or Wonder Woman. So wonderful. I was very thankful.
Our favorite colors.
Yes.
Well, speaking of sponsors, Roger, if you could talk a little bit to the audience about yourself and what you're doing as well, and how you feel about being a sponsor with Tallulah.
Well, Tallulah mentioned that my mom was a 25-year cancer survivor, and my sister is a 1-year cancer survivor. And I've been great friends with Tallulah for over 20-something years. So when she went through her ordeal with cancer, I was so inspired by her fight and the way she was so positive through the whole ordeal. And when it was over and she was, diagnosed as being cancer-free, I was excited. And when I heard that she had contracted cancer for the second time, my heart just hit the floor because I knew she had put so much into her first battle and was able to overcome that battle, and then now she gets hit again. And when I really started to like put her name on a flag is when they told her for the third time.
Yes.
And I just couldn't imagine somebody telling me 3 times that I have cancer, and she just took it with not just of herself. She created a organization, and she wanted to help other people that might be first time diagnosed 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, and share her story and resources. So I knew at that moment, because it hit me close to home, that I had to get involved. So we created G Natural Gives and partnered with Tallulah, and I've watched her grow her organization from, like she stated, to 50 and now 100, 200 people. And you really can just see the love, the change that she makes in the lives of African American women that have cancer. So this year it became a twist for me because in the last 2 or 3 years I've lost 4 people, 4 men, African American men, to cancer. And I know we've been in this fight together, me and Tallulah, dealing with the females. So I decided, what could our brand do? We created a new brand called Alpha Club for Men.
Yes.
And we took the brand, like we always say, is that we like to become a part of the community, give back. We believe in using our resources, 10% of whatever we have, to give back to communities.
Logo
Yes.
as well.
And we decided to launch it with No Shave November. And that's why you see me with the beard. I'm on my
Yes.
14th day, and we
It
grow
looks
our,
good, don't it?
Yes.
we grow our beards to bring awareness to African American men with cancer. And we have taken our first position with this issue. So in the 70s and 80s, more Caucasians were leaders when it came to men with cancer, but now 2000 and up, African American men have become the #1 race to contract
Really?
more of your major cancers.
Wow,
Yes.
I didn't know that.
And the thing that we try to bring awareness to is early detection, things I've learned from Tallulah, as well as exercise, which does a lot, and as well as changing your eating habits, really changing your lifestyle. And you can do it together, so it's kind of cool when we came out with the brand for men, and we were already partnered with Tallulah. It's now teaching men and women to work together against this fight. So you can do things together like exercise together. You can shop for foods that help reduce the risk of cancer together, create meals together, as well as take early screenings together. So it's kind of cool that we were able to bring the 2 African American men and women together for this cause. So.
And I'm so
I'm
happy
excited.
he did that because, as I mentioned, my father died from breast cancer and a brother. So men can get breast cancer too. And they were diagnosed late because they ignored the lump. There was an actual lump, but they thought it was something different. They didn't think that it was breast cancer. So for Roger to start this initiative is really, really great. So I applaud you.
Yes, and is
Thank
that a myth that men don't think they can get breast cancer? I mean, can you talk about that a little bit for our male viewers?
Well, just on a natural sense, as men, we tend to ignore a lot of the health signs that might be giving us signals that something is wrong. So we, when it comes to cancer, you can't ignore this. And it's so bad now when it comes to colon cancer, prostate cancer, testicle cancer, and the killer pancreatic cancer. Every 17 minutes, someone in the United States passes away from pancreatic cancer, and African American men are the #1 race to receive this sentence. And when I look at all the cancers, pancreatic cancer receives the least funding of any other cancer. So we felt that it was time to speak up. We feel that from the beginning that our brand wanted to be not like the other brands. A lot of African American brands forget the reason we're so popular, our customers that support us, the neighborhoods and communities that buy our products. And you have to give back. And the brands that market to us that are not African American owned, they tend not to even care. So we felt we wanted to take a stand and use our brand, Alpha Club for Men, and G Natural to give back to the communities. And you can't pick a better cause than cancer, because it affects us on both sides. And even though our numbers have decreased, we're still nowhere near where we should be. And in the last 2 decades, we've lost over 300,000 African Americans to cancer. So
Yes.
it's a worthy cause. I commend Tallulah. I commend you, Renee, because you really give us the support and the
Yes.
voice that we need to get the
Yes.
message out.
Yes.
And I commend all the partners because we come together to give you different aspects. When men look at growing their beards, African American men are dreadful. They're just like, Roger, I can't grow a beard like that because we have issues with irritation, skin irritation, razor
folliculitis
bumps.
from the military. Remember that.
Correct. So we put together a few products, and we gave them a huge discount if they participated to use those items to help work their way, to help soothe the issues that they would have in growing their beard. And we have done tremendous. We got so many people, African American men, growing their beard this month, and it's a worthy cause, and it's something that we have to do. And to me, it's just the natural thing to do.
G Natural, that
Yes.
is. And I've been a part of G Natural probably going on, I don't know, close to 20 years.
Almost 25.
I
Well,
mean,
25 years. You're
Yeah.
at the
Oh,
beginning, the
ooh,
first product.
Yes. And I still use it, honey. Now, all this is not mine, because I am in the media, but I do have a nice set of hair.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Well, I will
And-
say, when
yeah.
I lost all my hair, I used G Natural products.
Yes.
And this is all natural. and
Yes.
Thank
This
you,
is how it
Tallulah.
grew back. So, thank you.
Thank you.
Yes,
you.
you have to get the
Yes.
hair products. And of course, people call it hair grease, but what's the proper name? Roger?
Hair and scalp conditioner.
Bam.
Yes.
Okay, that's the one. My mother, my sister, myself, everyone's on that because I used to be a distributor.
Yes.
Yeah. So I got everybody on it, and now.
And the
They're
customers
hooked.
nicknamed it a miracle in a jar.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. That's true. Let's. Speaking of other partners, Twyla. Thank you for being so patient. This is her. This is her debut, y'all. This is her debut.
I don't even know if I'm looking in the right place.
right there. And look, we we gotta have this face on camera, girl. We can't be wasting that beauty, right? So let's talk about you. Let's talk about your business. Talk about the wonderful collaboration with Tallulah. And let's talk about that because I won. Well, no, I didn't win. I auctioned
Yes.
and won
Yes.
your product, which I will be doing soon. Yes. So let's talk about you, sis.
Okay, well, my business is derma artistry, cosmetic, and paramedical tattooing. And so what that entails is a cosmetic tattooing for eyebrows and eyeliner and beauty marks and lip color. But the paramedical side is the scalp tattooing for people with alopecia, those that have lost their eyebrows and hair due to breast cancer or when they're in the recovery stages. And one of the most rewarding paramedical procedures that I do is called areola repigmentation and 3D nipple tattooing. And what that is that's the process, that's the final phase for those that have gone through breast cancer, gone through the reconstructive phase, and now they're at the final phase where now they're bringing their body back to where it used to
Yes,
be.
getting their sexy back.
Yeah, getting their sexy back. So what a lot of patients that go through the mastectomy, they lose the breast and they lose the nipple, the areola. Everything has to be removed. And once the doctor reconstructs the breast from other parts, sometimes they take tissue from the leg or the back to reconstruct the breast, then we need to bring back that final phase. And so that's what I do. And I use anesthesia, and the process is done with a cosmetic tattooing needle, and the pigment is matched to the client's skin tone, so everything looks natural.
That's awesome.
And I've been blessed to bring on doctors' referrals, and I've worked with some prominent plastic surgeons in the area, and that's how I met Tallulah. And her plastic surgeon, her doctor, referred her to me. And, you know, she's been a client, but more so just a dear friend and such an inspiration. I'm getting tears in my eyes just thinking about it. I mean, because you're one of the strongest women that I know. And she brought me in to support her organization, and I've just been so overwhelmed by the ladies and the men, and just the love that each other shows one another at her events, and they're so happy, and it's like, you know, they're happy that they have overcome, and I tell you, survivors do rock.
Yes.
They rock, and I'm pleased pleased to help however I can. But my mother is also a breast cancer survivor.
Okay. Say hi to
And yes, my mother was diagnosed at 89. And it happened at a time when I had lost my job after 18 years of sales. And I always wanted to get into cosmetic tattooing. It was something that I became aware of. And I said, I would love to do that on the side, maybe as a side hustle. But I never had time. But then when I lost my job, I said, well, you know what? I'll go to school and I'll take this on. And then at the same time, my mother was diagnosed with breast cancer. And so that's when I took on advanced paramedical tattooing because I was laid off, so I had time to go to school. I went to school in California, and that's where I became certified to do the paramedical tattooing. But my mother was an inspiration. And since then, I have just met so many wonderful people. So I'm blessed to come in contact with all of the survivors and these ladies, they give me strength, so I'm happy to be here and so appreciative of you to give us a platform to share what we do, and you're such an inspiration and a bright light as well.
Thank you.
And thank you so much. Thanks for having
You are
me.
so welcome. Won't he do it? He'll put you right where
Yes.
you're supposed to be when you don't
Yes.
even know it.
Yes.
Right?
Absolutely.
Well, let's talk about why I brought this
Yes.
here, right here. It happens to be mine, but she honored so many people. And Roger, I have to really say, you're not only a dear friend of over 30 years.
35
I mean,
plus
when he was, well, let me move all this stuff. When he was a protege of Barry Fletcher, really, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if that was the right word, but they were all like gangsters in the hair business, making it happen. And I met Roger, and we have been friends ever since that minute.
Yeah.
I mean, just hanging in there. When he was developing G Natural, I was talking to his wife Stephanie, and we was having a ball. Just to see all that come together was just amazing.
Yeah.
And then all the great work that you're doing with these great organizations, I really, really applaud you.
Oh, thank you.
And your packaging is pretty. I saw it in Wegmans.
Yes, it's beautiful.
Yes, we just redid all our packaging last year, and it really came off very well.
Yes, sir. Yes,
So
sir.
That's a good thing.
So let's talk about the people who you honored.
Yes.
And why you felt so driven to do so at Sobeys Restaurant
Right.
and Bar.
Right.
And friends to the show as well.
Yes. Last year, I was able to do a Toast to Pink, and Sobeys came on as a partner,
Love
a
Sobeys.
community sponsor, and I wanted to give it an opportunity for the community to come together and really be a part of an initiative to spread awareness, but as community partners, just really coming in and networking and being able to connect other people with other likewise business people who are looking to somehow be behind a cause.
Yes, ma'am.
So there were several people there that I honored who I felt do so much in the community, and you were one of them.
Yes.
And I give
I
you
thank
this
you for that.
award.
Yes, ma'am.
And
We're talking
also-
about everybody.
yes,
Talking about
yes.
everybody else.
And I gave
You're so humble.
Roger Gord Award,
Thank you. Thank you.
as well as Sobeys.
Yes, that
received an
is
award.
Tony and Josette.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
And Jeanette Jones
Beautiful.
with her line
Beautiful.
dance crew.
I'll be honest.
They also received an award. And I just wanted to give back and give you guys an opportunity to address the audience too. And that started off last year with about
started last year
100
about 100
people, and we had a lot more than that showed up that
And they
night.
turned
It was
all
amazing.
Yeah,
Sobeys
we
Pink.
turned
amazing.
to whole Sobeys Pink, and we had a silent auction. So it was also a way for us to raise funds so that we could do what we wanted to do at the line dance event and honor the 12 survivors. So a lot of that effort went to there, and the fundraising was going to. We're kicking off in the new year a peer-to-peer online support group. So I'm happy
nice.
about that.
Yes.
So we're really excited.
Kind of like
And yes.
what do you call that when you have pen pals or something?
Yeah, but it's going to be on, it's Facebook, so people can go off and talk and ask
That's
questions.
amazing.
And, sometimes you don't want to go out and be in a group. You're not ready, you don't want to share your stories, but sometimes they just like to, chat or talk that kind of way. And I want to put women with other women who may be going through the
great.
similar things that they're going through,
Yeah.
as well as I want to start a support group in the part of PG County that I live in, which is like Bowie, Lanham area.
Yes.
So I want it to be a wellness / support group. So it'll enable us to do things together like yoga or support each other through
amazing.
other like events. So that's the goal for 2018, and I'm able to do
Yes.
so because of people like you who can share my story, share
Yes,
what we're
ma'am.
doing in the community, and support in the way that Roger does, in the way
Yes.
that Derma Artistry does. She auctions off a very valuable service for the past 3 years. Like over its value is over like close to $600. So she gives that as a raffle or as
Free
an opportunity
service.
for
Yes.
you to
Yeah.
bid on.
Yeah.
So we appreciate all that you do.
Yeah.
And she helps so many other women like me feel beautiful again, and I really appreciate
Oh,
that.
bless you. Thank you. Thank you so much.
And I wanted to add in
amazing.
on
An
that,
honor.
that when you're sitting in on Tallulah's meetings when she's working on or developing, you know, what's amazing is to listen to her understanding those that have cancer or who have been told that they have cancer. She understands where they are at every moment so she can help them. And I think that means so much that when she speaks to them and she starts to develop her program, she's thinking about that process from the first day someone shares it with you all the way into the day that you have survived and have been cured and you're cancer free. I love to see the way they greet each other. They're teaching me to greet, and the greet is a sincere hug of love and to let them know that somebody's loved you, you're not by yourself. And she understands when to give you space. She understands when to not give you space and to kind of give you resources, share information with you. She understands what you have to do when you have to cope with it yourself first. You know, because it's an incredible, you know, message that a doctor can give you is that you have cancer. Most of us feel like that's a death sentence, and you have to keep your spirits up. I've watched her do it several times, and when you look at all the statistics, you know, it has a lot to do with how we're living. And I think when she said yoga and mentioned other things like that, we have to educate ourselves that we have to change. We have to change
Right.
today.
It's about mind, body, and soul.
Mind, body, and
But
soul.
my motto is and always will be, he is able. So
He's
good.
able.
That's right.
I try to sing every now and then.
You know, and I learned from, you know, I worked for BET for many years and, you know, was a vice president over
Yes,
there.
ma'am.
And
You were doing the thing over there.
right, and later went on to work with MedStar, Family Choice. But my background is marketing. That's what I do. My friends always call me the connector.
Yes.
Connecting people.
Yes,
I'm
you
like,
are.
I need you to meet this person. I need
I was
you to meet
just
that
gonna
person.
say that. She was the
I'm
ultimate
always trying to
connector.
connect people and working in the community. That's what I did for MedStar, and now I'm currently the new marketing community liaison for Whole Food Market.
Congratulations.
The new store that
Yes,
just opened in
ma'am.
Riverdale. So my job is to build relationships with the community,
Congratulations.
you know, with organizations, have you guys come in,
Yes.
let us
Yes.
support you, because they're all about giving to the community
Yes,
and helping in some kind of way. So I believe God prepared me for this journey
Yes,
in my
He
life. You know, starting off with BET and being out there and MedStar, you know, all about health and eating right. So,
Yes.
you know, I think I got the job because I changed how I eat. I really eat paleo diet now. So that's what I talked about. I said, I am your consumer. I'm the person, and I want to go out there and really be able to communicate to the community here in Prince George's
This was during the
County.
interview.
Yes.
Oh, bam, boom,
I said, you know,
That's
we're
why
in
she
Prince
got
George's
that
County. You know, Prince George's
You just
County
took
is
that
the
job.
first store in Prince George's County, and we want you to do well so you can put it in other parts.
Yes,
You know, we
ma'am.
like to take care of our bodies. We like what we eat, you know, and I want to communicate, you know, the changes that you guys are making. So, you know, you need to have me out there.
Yes,
So,
yes, well, we will,
Yes.
we will. And isn't this something? Nothing ever happens by accident. On this show, we have two awesome connectors. We have this collaboration here, and we have Sisters for Sisters Network,
Yes.
and that was no accident. So we'll be talking about how you can collaborate with us,
Okay.
and the VP's right here, the
I'd
president
love
was
to.
on, and we will talk about bringing you in.
okay.
Okay?
All right.
So we're getting ready to wrap up. What I'd like to do is start with Twyla and just give us just one last word about, for the audience and the viewers about what you do, and give them a way to get a hold of you. Yes. And I do want to say that I won this year, the third year, I did auction and win that for my every day. I do these eyebrows, y'all, every day, and I take it's kind of quick, but I want to get some permanent ones, okay, so I can save that 10 minutes a day.
Well, actually, it's a $300 certificate that you can use for any service.
Eyebrows.
So yes, but thank you so much for having me and for having us. And what I like to say is just never feel like if there's something that's bothering you about yourself, your appearance, regardless if someone says, oh, you don't need that, or you'll be fine, or just be happy that, if it's going to make you feel better about yourself, if it's going to give you more confidence to hold your head high, or just to speak to people that you might, not speak to, or to have just confidence for your own well-being. It's nothing wrong with enhancing yourself, regardless if it's for after a breast cancer procedure, or to fill in eyebrows because you have hair loss, or whatever the case may be. But the way to get in touch with me is my business is Derma Artistry. So I'm Derma Artistry. It's Derma, DERMA -artistry. So I'm dermaartistry.com. It's my website, Facebook, Instagram, Yelp. So you can find me on all those social media sites under Derma Artistry. And consultations are free. And I'm looking forward to hearing from you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Twila. Thank you so much.
Tallulah.
You're welcome.
And it's 242boobs.org is where you can find us. And we're also on Facebook, 242boobs, Instagram, and on Twitter.
Yes.
And I'm Roger Gore, and I want to take this moment to bring attention to, we're doing No Shave November. I want to challenge all the men that's watching. I want to also challenge the women to contact your men and get them to join us in the cause that we're trying to raise awareness, cancer awareness for African American men. Maryland, D.C. is in the top 3 of African American men with cancer, Wisconsin being number 1. So it's a worthy cause. Use the hashtag, let it go, let it grow. And we want to see you join this cause and spread the word and tell others that No Shave November, we're taking the lead in changing our community, using the resources to make sure that people are aware that there's help out here. And we're going to raise money and continue to raise money. So you can go to www.alphaclubformen.com. And we look forward to you joining. And thanks again for inviting me on.
Yes.
And thanks Tallulah for amazing years of collaboration. And I look forward to continue to do what I can for our communities, our neighborhoods. I'll never forget that it's the reason that we are where we are is because of where you have chosen to be. And we're sold in Wegmans, CVS, as well as Mom's Organic Market, Amazon.com,
everywhere,
and gnatural.net.
Thank you. You wanted to give your location?
Yes, I wanted to give my location, but I just wanted to also say that it's just been a pleasure meeting you all through this whole journey in my life.
Yes.
Losing my job, if I would not have lost my job, I wouldn't be here right now because I would have never started my business and never meet you beautiful people and to be able to help people in the way that I do now.
Yes,
I am located in Bowie, Maryland. And also I work out of a plastic surgeon's office in Chevy Chase, so 2 convenient locations. But and also the G Natural product is awesome. I forgot to put my edge control on today, but it does work. I didn't know it was going to be on TV.
It does.
But
it's
a beautiful product, and you all are very inspiring, each and every one of you. And thank you again.
Thank you. And Tallulah?
I'm just so humbled to have the opportunity to share about the organization, to really talk about what my partners do. I'm just appreciative for everyone who came out this year to the events. And I was already hounded last week as to when I was doing it for the new year. So we have a new date for next year. So look for more from 242 Boots. And thank you guys.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, and thank you. Thank you for tuning in. We'll be back next Wednesday, even though it's right before Thanksgiving. Get that bell.
Can I ring the
Roger,
bell?
get it.
Yes.
Look, and we'll see
Here's
you
to
next
Dr. Renee
week, the
Allen.
same time. Everybody, let's say, God bless.
together.
God bless.
God bless.
God bless.
Ooh.